Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Michael Garza Show. I've been keeping up with the story with the OceanGate Titan. And first off, I wanted to say my condolences, seriously, to the families that are affected by this. There are people that, I've been seeing a lot of the comments online and about this situation, and it's a little disgusting what people are saying. I really do think it's disgusting because it's like, okay, in my opinion, is it any different? And it is quite a bit different, I'll admit. But the same risks apply when you board an airplane, in a sense, You're several miles up in the air. Now, of course, in this instance, you're several miles below in the water. There's a lot of pressure, and the chances of not surviving are higher than being on an airplane. I'll admit that completely. But, if an airplane crashes, you don't see people saying the terrible things that they would say if an airplane crashed, right? So why do people think it's okay in this instance to just, like, anybody could say whatever they want, clearly. Freedom of speech, and I'm all for freedom of speech. But I hope that all of you who are saying those negative comments look yourselves in the mirror and just maybe reflect a little bit. Now, is it a voyage that I would have done? Hell no. Hell to the no. I've even left some comments that I feel are questionable on different YouTube channels. But I've said things that, like, I can never do that. I don't know how anybody could do that. Because it's claustrophobia, right? I mean, I'm claustrophobic, for sure. And being in there with 5 people, man. Ugh. And these banging sounds, there's so much sound, there's so much going on in the ocean that banging sound could be just about anything. And it's tough to say what could have happened to it. I just hope, and all I can do is hope at this point, that they figure out a way out of this. I just don't know how. The whole situation's been a little bit depressing. Just people are saying, "Oh, these rich billionaires," it's like they should have saw this coming. It's like, okay, just for the fun fact, just because they're billionaires. Honestly, anybody who's in that situation, I don't care whether you're billionaires or dirt poor. I don't care. That sucks. That is not a way to go out, man. At least, not in my mind. That sucks. But honestly, they're braver than I am, so we need to braver than all of us, to be honest. And I think we should commend that and really raise a toast to that. I thought it would be good for me to do this show because it's been on my mind. It's been on my mind, this subject, this whole situation, man. They can't even really rescue it. So even if they found it, I'm wondering if it got stuck in the Titanic. You know what I mean? Like, did it get stuck in there somehow? And it just, who knows? But those sonar buoys that they were putting down looked pretty promising, but still tough to say. And sorry, I'm tired. It's a little bit past my bedtime, to be honest, but I decided it would be cool to do. Hold on. Former Titan passenger said sub lost communication every single time. Oh, wow. This is I'm looking at this article from Insider. We'll just throw up the article and I'll read it aloud. Learn how to put the window up here. Hold on. It's going to take a second. Yeah, so former Titan submersible passenger who took 4 dives in it, including to the Titanic, said communication with the surface ship was lost every single time. Wow. That's insane. So let's see, the Titan submersible operated by OceanGate Expeditions to explore the wreckage of the sunken SS Titanic off the coast of Newfoundland. Dives in an undated photograph. Mike Reese said there were communication issues on all 4 dives he took in OceanGate's Titan. A Titan submersible has been missing since it lost communication with the surface ship on Sunday. It just seems baked into the system. I don't blame the submarine as much as I blame the deep water. A former passenger of the Titan submersible said he took 4 dives in it, including the Titanic shipwreck, and that there were communication issues on every single one of them. The Titan went missing on Sunday with 5 people on board after losing communication with the surface vessel less than 2 hours into the dive. As a submersible, and I'm just reading this from the Insider website, the Titan is unable to launch and return to port the same way a submarine can, and instead relies on a surface vessel to carry it to and from the dive spot. The submersible also relies on the surface ship for navigation, as GPS is not an option 13,000 feet below sea level. The surface vessel sends text messages to people in the submersible, who then use the video game controller to navigate according to the instructions. Mike Reese, a writer and producer for The Simpsons, took the same voyage to the Titanic with OceanGate Expeditions last year. I took 4 different dives with the company, 1 to the Titanic and 3 off of New York City. And communication was lost at least briefly every single time, Reese told CNN on Tuesday. It just seems baked in the system. I don't blame the submarine as much as I blame the deep water, but you would always lose it. And come back. The 23,000-pound Titan submersible left for its dive to the Titanic on Sunday morning. 23,000 pounds, that's incredible. With OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush on board, about an hour and 45 minutes into the journey, the crew on the surface ship lost contact with the Titan. The submersible was not located or heard from since. The U.S. Coast Guard began its search on Monday, at which point officials estimated the submersible has about 70 to 96 hours of oxygen left, which would mean enough to last them until Thursday afternoon Eastern Time at the latest. OceanGate and the Titan have since come under scrutiny over safety concerns. Reese also said he knew there was a possibility he would die on his dive to the Titanic, and that the waiver he signed beforehand mentioned the possibility of death several times, but he told CNN that he did not feel the company acted recklessly. It's tough to say. So Nathan Morgan says, I hope the physicist, this is in the live chat on YouTube, I hope the physicist on board alongside the astronaut figure out a way to extend the life support systems if they have access to them inside the sub. I am curious to see if they are able to. Man, the whole situation is just insane. And a lot of these news articles, I don't know if it really does any justice here, but let's see. I mean, so from what we can see from the news, I mean, all we can go off is just the most recent news. The Independent saying hours of oxygen left as rescuers searching for missing sub. Hear new banging sounds. And then Zest is also saying that is assuming that the sub hasn't imploded. That's a scary possibility in itself, because it's like either the sub had complete systems failure, or it imploded, or maybe just basically, hopefully, it's tough to say what could be happening. Like, it really is. It's so disturbing, man. Like, I know there's risks involved with all this, but thank you, Zest. I appreciate the input, man, or lady, whoever you may be. I don't know who you are, but it's all just kind of wild, though. I wish I had a good idea as to what's going on with it more, but Wife of missing Titan pilot descended from 2 famous Titanic victims. Wow, that's wild. OceanGate was warned of safety concerns with Titanic mission. Search for Titanic submersible intensifies across vast area where banging sounds were detected. They're just so deep in the under the ocean, man. They're so deep. They're how do you rescue that, man? And they're even saying that even if they are able to locate it, they don't necessarily have the ability to just tow it out of there. And there's a lot of pressure. It's like, what was it, 5,000 pounds per square inch or something like that of pressure? I mean, when you're that deep in the water, it's honestly shocking that out of 10 deep diving submarines in the world, Titan is the only submarine that is not certified. That's insane. That's what Zest is saying, by the way. That's what Zest in the chat is saying. Yeah, Zest, man, that's yikes. I'm like I said, I'm still sincerely hoping that everybody comes out of this alive, but you can't just I know the chances are extremely slim at this point, and it's I mean, I guess the best they could do is try to from what I can tell, the last update from what I've been able to read on this, I've been kind of keeping up with it, not as much as a lot of people, but it says hours of oxygen left as rescuers searching for missing sub hear new banging sounds. And pretty sure they're dead already. If not, they will be soon. This is what Michael W. Okay, so Abporv Gower, when was the last update on banging that was heard? Well, to answer that question, like I said, did this keep hearing banging noises? And it's tough to say whether it's just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on in the ocean. That banging sound could be truthfully anything. Hopefully it is them. I'm really hoping. How they're going to retrieve them, though, is another story. Nam is saying, Nam Nugent believes they are dead. That's what Nam is saying. Michael W. is saying, pretty sure they're dead already. If not, they will be soon. Even if they have been preserving oxygen, they won't be located. That's sad. That's sad. And then Gonzalo San Juan says, does it have a beacon? Well, honestly, you think that wouldn't most subs have some sort of emergency beacon? Like even if it's a little submersible like the Titan, which it's 23,000 pounds, that's still insane. But you would think that something like that would have a beacon, just like Gonzalo saying in the live chat. Yeah, I think it's good to keep some form of hope because it's like the least thing. Okay, so here's the thing. Even if it is a lost cause, I think it's still important to try to find the vessel, to find the submersible. I think it's important because then you can at least, bring it to shore, give these people a proper burial at the very least. You know what I mean? Because it's such a shame. The whole thing is just, it's a 19-year-old kid on there, man. 19 years old. Now, I know 19-year-old agreed to it, but he's 19. He probably thought it was a cool idea or something. I don't know. I don't know who convinced him. But it's just sad. There's a child on board, man. I mean, I know he's an adult technically, but I think he's young enough to be considered a young adult. And that's just sad. That just sucks. But yeah. Zest is saying even if they find them in the next 2 hours, they will most likely die in them attempting to bring them up. That's another sad possibility too. Michael W. is saying, I laugh when people say, why not GPS? Lol. I gotta stop saying lol. Like Chris Hansen, lol. It's the same reason we have no reception in deep tunnels in our vehicles. It's a sad story. Zest says billionaire dad convinced him. Yeah, no, here's the thing. I see where you guys are coming from completely. Like, seriously. And there's a lot of water. And there's a lot of water between where they're at to the surface. I mean, you can't. Radio waves, any kind of waves, are going to get totally dissipated and fucked up. You have to have a really, really, really strong signal from both the little command ship and the submersible, from what I'm able to tell, in order to get. That's a lot of water to get through. That's a lot of water for any sort of electromagnetic wave to go through. That's a lot. We're not dealing with a gas here. We're dealing with a liquid. Now, it's not completely a solid, obviously, but a liquid, there's still a lot. Still a lot of water for that radio wave to go through. Michael W. says he gives well, tongue out. It looks like tongue out emoji, I think. Ron Manta says, was designed by NASA. The design includes materials. Now, I think it's cool that NASA got involved in it. If you have engineers and physicists and people like that getting on board with this is great. But, I just think that stuff like this, I don't know if it can really be a tourist attraction. And now it's had several successful dives. But I don't know. Were they making sure that the structural integrity of this thing was still operational? Did they make sure that the whole thing was still working? And Zest is saying, so Michael W. is saying 1 hour, 50 minutes. Zest is saying, it's the equivalent of going to space, and no 19-year-old should go to space or the ocean. That's a lesson we can learn. I agree with that completely. Let me just get to full screen real fast. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Did not mean to show my intro like that. Ah, fuck it. I'll do the intro. Woo! All right. Sorry about that. I'm committed. Why not do the freaking intro? Anyway. Aporvgar, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, bud. I was going to call you Aporv. They may have been able to preserve oxygen to where the estimates are conservative. From what I've read, Paul Henry Narglet, probably saying that wrong, is the best person to navigate this situation. Interesting. And Michael W. says, didn't it get stuck back in 2010 on the Titanic, but it managed to free itself? Oh, wait, this thing has been around since 2010? Really? When was the... That's crazy. Hold on. Titan OceanGate commission date. Well, I'm actually not seeing anything on the commission date, but that's okay. First off, when you say 2010, are you sure? Was this thing around since 2010? Was the OceanGate Titan actually around that long? Jeez. That's crazy if it's been around that long. Hopefully they've been able to improve upon it since then. The company that owns the sub, OceanGate, and this is what Michael W. is saying, by the way. The company that owns the sub, OceanGate Expeditions, has organized more than a dozen underwater expeditions since 2010. Nice. Yep. Hell yeah. That's crazy, man. That's I guess they've been around. The best they've been in the game long enough, you know. Maybe they got complacent. Maybe they're something. New ownership got too complacent. I have no idea, man. But those rules and regulations exist for a reason. You know, I think when you have something like that, it says, Michael W. says, this article, what it's like inside the missing submersible. I don't know if I can see the link. If you're linking me to an article, like in the chat that I'm looking at, I can't really see it. Ron Manta said, how on time? Well, they said that the oxygen, if it's still around. The crows from, okay. Oh, okay. But yeah, but as far as time goes, I think they said that oxygen will run out at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that's in 3 hours. No, that's in less than that is 2 hours and 45 minutes from now. Wow. I really hope the families of those people on the sub and then Fallen Rays said experts differ on opinions on oxygen levels. There is no hard set time. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It depends on conditions, really. It depends on if, like, hold on, camera's all fuckered out. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it just depends on you know, how heavy they're breathing, if they're even conserving oxygen at all. People are frantic. They might even be somebody's probably, this sounds terrible, but it's possible that one or two people probably, I don't even want to guess this, but I think if that thing is still afloat, if it's still not afloat, but you know what I mean, if there's still people in there alive, who knows how many are alive. That's talking about this is rough, man, because it's like I suffer from claustrophobia big time, and to think about the hell they're going through right now, if they're still alive, that is, or the hell they've experienced already throughout the whole process. While I want to say that they'll come out of this alive, I really hope they do. I hope they come out of it, but wishful thinking is not going to save the day, unfortunately. It's just not. And Zest is saying only if it was a way to generate oxygen by using a electric generator in the submarine. That's an interesting concept. Fallen Rays is saying there also could be extra life support systems such as scuba tanks or oxygen candles. Fallen Rays also says this is absolutely terrifying. Michael W is saying probably crushed like a can by now. I will say that if they were, and then Michael W is also saying, I wonder if they have any power too. Otherwise, pitch black, no food, no water for 4 days, knowing you'll die. Effing heartbreaking. I agree. I agree completely. And you know what? Look, if it was going to be a death sentence to begin with, it might be best that they got this. I don't even like saying this because it's like I want them to survive so badly. Like I want them to, man. I'm just like, it's just. I'm trying to imagine, and I don't even know how you can imagine something like that, man. Because it's, yeah. It is a nightmare. It is a freaking nightmare what's going on there. It is a bloody nightmare. And Fallen Rays is saying that is second best case scenario that they went quickly. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get at is like if this was a hopeless lost cause, like from the get-go, it would probably be best that they died as quickly as possible. That it just. Oh, it's give me a second. I just realized that my camera is just totally. I might need to clean the lens or something like that, or just clean the outer casing of this camera. But anyway, sorry, you guys. I can't say things tonight, so forgive me if I pronounce any of your guys' names wrong. Laddick says the advertisement video on their channel is like a cult worship thing going on. It reminded me of Heaven's Gate cult, ironically. This is what Laddick said. I'm quoting Laddick on that one. Michael W., and I'm quoting from the live chat, is saying, people say, why would they risk it? Same as any other person going on a holiday or engaging in any risky activity like rock climbing. I think the whole situation is getting a lot of hate because of the dollars, because of the money. Ron Manta says, there's a message from the Submersible right now. What? Michael W. says risk. Wait. Ron, did you just say that there's a message from the Submersible right now? Like, this as we speak? Hold on. By the way, I still got to find a way to clean the lens. I need to probably just get a cotton cloth or something like that. Anyway, so, Ron, can you elaborate a little bit, please? You're saying that there's a message from the Submersible right now. So Fallen Rays is saying, watch out for fake news. Yeah, that's probably could be what's going on. I mean, I'm hoping that things are. What if it was all? This is gonna sound crazy, but what if it? I'm not gonna try to theorize on what's going on. Actually, I'm just gonna straight up look for facts, try to understand the situation. I don't want to jump to any conclusions. I want to try to get to the bottom of this so badly. I do. I want to see what happens. I want to see a good outcome, man. I think the problem is it's the situation, you know. I know people die every day. I get that. I understand. But yeah, Fallen Rays says people have been lying all day. But here's the thing, you guys. I know that people die all the time. from natural causes, artificial causes, you name it. From good decisions, poor decisions, you name it. Things sadly happen. And I can't offer any real solace. And I know that what's going on, though, is just rough for a lot of people involved. Michael W. says, does anyone watch Agenda Free TV? Steve has been covering a lot live. Really good, not to advertise for him, but good private news channel. I have not looked into that channel. Don't know much about it, to be honest. You guys will have to give me a moment. I'm just trying to look for a little cleaning cloth. I just feel like the camera lens is just being... It gets blurry, then it doesn't. I just think there's a little bit of something in the way. But yeah, it's... Yeah. It bugs me that people would try to come out with some fake news stories. You know, it's really disgusting. Especially on this. Is any sort of natural tragedy, man, when grifters get involved, is pretty disgusting. You know, if grifters try to put out fake news, that's awful. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just looking. Michael W. says you should. It's good. He's talking about Agenda Free TV. It's not a sponsor of mine. Just to let everybody know. But I've just been kind of reading the comments as they come in because I feel like I think it's good for everybody to discuss. I think it's good to have... Because, you know, I'm not obviously a news outlet. I'm not on the ground. I'm not doing any real research. I mean, I'm researching, but I'm not doing any real reporting. So you have to kind of go with as many different reports as you can find out there. Fallen Rays is saying, you're saying Fallen Rays that there's an update from Sky News about 20 minutes ago saying supposedly there's a ship carrying a rescue robot on the way. That's what Fallen Rays is saying. I don't know. Ron Manta, the audio is heard several strong blows. Despair is felt. AG is saying all ships in the area are heading in the same direction. Hopefully something is there. By the way, I don't know how accurate any of these reports are. This is wild, you guys. Like, seriously wild. We still don't know exactly what's going on. We just... Well, what does Twitter say about it? I guess we could look at Twitter, although Twitter is not a very reliable source, admittedly. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to pull up a Twitter feed real fast. I just feel like there's just so much last second to this. It's like, so Titan, Submersible. Hold on, let me just look up Twitter. Let me just go to Twitter. This kind of concerns me how much fake news there is on Twitter sometimes. There's a lot going on. All right, breaking. There's always some breaking news. All right, here we go. All right, so we just got to look up Titan. More banging, huh? Let's see. Interesting. I text you. Fuck. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of looking at the information I'm seeing here.
Oh shit.
Okay. Well, that's not. That's. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll read you guys' comments here in a second. Yeah, I got nothing. Anyway. AG is saying, okay, so yeah, and then Michael W saying also on shortwave on 13306 is the rescue comms. Twitter is just full of stupid memes, is what Michael W is saying. And AG Victor 6000 is the ROV that is en route to try and make a recovery. Ron Monta is saying sources test 1. Yeah, there's just a lot going on. It's really tough to say what's truthfully happening. It's just sad. It's I don't know what else to say except for it is just sad. It is just depressing beyond belief, man, because it's like And what's crazy, though, is the submersible itself has gone through so many dives from what we've been able to see. So it's like, where does it all end? Yeah, I don't know what to say anymore, but if you guys got anything to add, then go for it, man. 'Cause I don't know what else to add. I mean, I'll gladly read all your guys' comments and stuff and try to make sense of all this, but this is quite the story, man. I mean, this is something you don't hear about every day, at least not often. And it's a testament, technically, to the regulations that they have for submersibles of any kind. And it's freaking wild. Wild. But I really do hope everybody is okay. Michael W says, RIP, rest in peace. I agree. And for anybody who's watching, I don't want to give up hope, but the odds are not in their favor. And I just want to say right now, let's give a quick moment. Whoever's watching, let's just give a quick moment of silence in our respective, wherever you're at, wherever you're watching from. Let's just give a moment of silence, starting now. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys for that moment of silence, by the way. I was kind of just, I'm not really much of a religious guy, but I was definitely praying that they are able to see their wives, their children, the 19-year-old. Hopefully the 19-year-old be able to see his mother. It just saddens me dearly that a young adult is on board. That's the thing that pisses me off the most. It's like, I think that you need to be, just like alcohol. I think if you can be 21 years or older to, and you have, if you, I can't even speak. I'm just so frustrated. If you have to be 21 years or older to drink alcohol, then you should have to be like 21 years or older to do something this ridiculously dangerous. But then again, who am I to make the rules? I mean, everybody's a free person. And he's an adult and makes his own decisions and everything. But even like I said, I don't know if there's a creator or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the universe communicates with me or not. I'd like to believe it does. I like to believe that somehow there's some sort of being, creator. It'd be nice. Don't know how accurate that is, but it'd be nice. And so I pray anyway. You never know who or what is listening. And AG is saying big props. By the way, Fallen Rays, you said that maybe we can have a moment of silence. I appreciate that because I was having the same thoughts. That's why I did the moment of silence, because I think it's good. But anyway, AG is saying big props to you for covering this with the due respect you have given it. Michael W saying agree. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. I mean, honestly, I've been reading so much on this story, and it's been eating me alive. Like I can't explain it. Obviously I can't really relate to these people because they want to go underwater that deep, but I feel a lot of empathy, like, because as somebody who's claustrophobic, if I was in that situation, I'd probably have a heart attack. I would probably be dead sooner than all those. I would be dead sooner than all those people. I'm so bad with closed spaces. I really am. I mean, it has been one of the toughest, and I mean one of the toughest things to get over for me is claustrophobia. Fallen Rays is saying it's going to take a miracle for anyone to come out of this alive. Also saying it's been eating me too. It's one of our greatest fears. It is, and I think that's probably that's probably the thing. I just honestly, if they have to die, I hope it was quick, to be honest. Because if they're going to die, at least they don't have to die suffering. You know what I mean? And it would be better that it's instantaneous, I guess, than anything. I mean, hey, if there was a chance in hell that they'd be able to escape this, then I'd say, okay, fine. But anyway, AG is saying it's all consuming. I haven't been able to sleep because of it. I think I might have read that comment already. If I have, I'm sorry about that. I'm used to staying up late, by the way, you guys, but sometimes I do get tired once it gets closer to around 2 o'clock. So luckily I got the day off tomorrow. But yeah, it's just it's funny. This channel's actually usually about finance and stuff, and usually just me doing crazy, stupid videos. But this was an opportunity for me to really, honestly, reach out to people and hopefully I wanted to see if I could comfort some people on this, because I'm having trouble finding comfort in any of this. And I'm not even on board that ship, by the way. And it's just the level of empathy I'm feeling right now is a lot. And it doesn't do much. My empathy doesn't do anything for them. It really doesn't. It doesn't do anything for their families. It doesn't do anything. That's I wish there was just some way I could just I'm clearly not smart enough to come up with a plan to help them. So, you know, I'm not in any position to do anything. I think that's because I think about it. Like, what if that was my brother on that ship? You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of my brother this whole time, to be honest. And he has been obsessed with the Titanic since he was like a young kid. And, to think that, even though I'm pretty sure my brother, I think he has just as much claustrophobia as I do. But if he was to be on that, I would be a nervous wreck. I would be crying every night knowing that he may not make it. It's like, that just blows my mind. It blows my fucking mind. And it's just, I'm a little emotional right now. And I'm thinking about my brother the whole time, really. Because, my brother, by the way, everybody, he's alive and well. He's fine. But I'm just thinking that, like, because he loves the Titanic so much that I could see him wanting to go on some expedition like this. And I just say, thankfully, he's too poor to afford it. That's all I got to say is thankfully he's too poor to afford to go that deep in the ocean. And I'm happy about it because he's not down there. But anyway, sorry. But anyway, Michael W. is saying Frank Owen, who is the former head of the Royal Australian Navy's Submarine Escape and Rescue Project, said he was concerned that the Titan hadn't been assessed by an independent group that sets safety standards as most chartered vessels are. Is it all really? Epic Curious is saying with none of the several redundant systems to bring it back to the surface, if something goes wrong, the only realistic conclusion is that it imploded catastrophically, and they all died instantly. Yeah. Just no, I'm out of words. I'm out of words, you guys. I'm out of words. It's just I hope they find like I said, I've given up the hope that they're going to be rescued. I've given up that hope. But I'm hoping that they still find the submersible. If it was crushed like a can, that'll be very tough that would be extremely tough to recover the bodies. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be extremely tough. Yeah, I don't know, guys. But Epic Curious is saying a much better way to go than suffocating to death. I agree with that. Getting crushed like a tin can, honestly, especially under those pressures, would be an instantaneous death. So it's like they, in a sense, wouldn't even know that they had died. And that's a scary thought in itself. Michael W. is saying, if you YouTube this title, you can see the sub inside and out. This submersible takes passengers to the Titanic wreck, climb in. So Michael W. is saying, AG is saying, AG says, the only thing we can hang on to is the reported banging at 30-minute intervals. which is a distress signal and may mean they are alive. Let's see. Barracuda says it imploded after the 45 minutes they lost connection. Fallen Rays is saying, Barracuda, there is no confirmation on that report. Fallen Rays is also saying we ought not to jump to conclusions. I agree with that. I want to see some hard evidence, preferably a good reports, reputable, as best as possible. Gemin Meadow YT is saying hurry up, bro. I am hoping that, seriously, I don't know exactly what you're saying there, but I'm hoping they hurry it up too. Nam Nguyen, I'm sorry. Nam is saying, I think they got crushed. The sub was made of rubbish. I mean, hold on. Nam, come on, man. I mean, okay. The sub design, I looked up the sub design. It's not the worst design in the world. I think the whole video game controller was a little bit of sketch, but the overall design and engineering was actually pretty incredible. So just going to say that right now. But Jessica Stormo is saying, I'm hopeful they haven't, I'm hopeful they haven't given an update yet because they were, hold on. Let's see. Okay, so Jessica is saying, I'm hopeful they haven't given an update yet because they were, this is what Jessica's saying, by the way. They were found and don't want to give false hope of saving them. Okay. Michael W. says, Nugent, lol. Let's see. Jacob Casella says, too late now. And then, is saying the amount of cost cutting involved in the project overall. I guess the oxygen is already over. That's a little sad, but yeah. Fallen Rays is saying the sub is not made of rubbish. Civilian submarines are built with the same materials all the time. Barracuda is saying that submarine only had one button and a cheap controller, bro. Nam is saying, then why did he fire his employee when safety concern was raised? Yeah. That I mean, I don't know everything about OceanGate, but yeah, there were some interesting practices I don't necessarily agree with from what I've read. And it's whole situation is just so screwy. But I do hope you all are doing all right tonight. Whoever has been keeping up with the stories. Hopefully this is a sign that maybe we need to really have stricter regulations for submersibles of any kind, and that there can't be any exceptions. So there need to be, there can still be progress, obviously, but there still needs to be regulations, safeguards. You have to, I can't imagine that they wouldn't have some sort of backup power supply or something within it. But yeah, Nam said, then why did, anyway. Said seam. Michael W. is stating, says, at Barracuda, it's normal for U.S. Army, etc., to use such controllers, including PS4 controllers, so I've read, as it's what our generation knows how to use, so quite standard. That's insane. I understand that we all grew up with video game controllers, but come on. I guess, I mean, if a PS4 controller, I guess, is programmed well enough, and you got, here's the thing, man, I don't know how many backups they had. I'm trying to figure out my camera's being a pain in the ass. So any blurry quality, I just want to apologize in advance to everybody. If you guys could give me a few moments, I will read your comments here in a second. I do have to clean off the camera a little bit because it's being... let's see. I don't exactly have anything to clean it. Give me a second. Give me a second, everybody. Clean it, but screw it. There we go. That might help, might not. I'll probably just bust out some of my cotton underwear later and clean it off, but hopefully that helps to a degree. All right, so Paul and Ray says, I hope we can learn a lesson from this. Sadly, one thing I know we learn from history is that we don't learn from history. That's true. We usually, sometimes you can learn a lot, man. One thing I learned from history is that human beings haven't evolved too much. We've evolved, I guess, a little bit, maybe. We've created some really impressive technology and created some interesting systems, but that's about the extent of it. Is saying, have they released any audio of the bangings? Oh, hold on. Oh. I've heard some on Twitter, but they were very sketchy. Michael W. says, see, money is why people hate. Hold on. See, money is why people hate. Okay. Anyway, AG is saying, I read they had a few backup controllers on board. Okay, that's good. That's good. As long as you have backups of most of your systems, man. Let's see. Michael W. is saying, at Shane Rudd, what's the difference between someone engaging in higher risk and another high risk activity like skydiving versus this? It's the money they spend that is making you hate them. Jealousy at its finest. Which one of you is Shane? I feel like I skipped over Shane. I don't know. Maybe I did. Well, either way. Michael W. also says, well, I'm becoming a narrator of the comments section, so hopefully I'm not bugging everybody by narrating all the comments. I just want everybody to feel like they're involved in this, and I want everybody to feel like they have a voice, even if I'm the one saying everything. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. But no, I guess if I was to give any words of wisdom, you know, I've dealt with my own personal battles in life. I technically I'm autistic. Luckily, I'm high functioning, so not everybody's been able to figure out that I'm autistic, so it's kind of been nice. But I've got a lot of anxiety issues. I just don't know how anybody could handle something like that, especially a small tube like that. And look, the design's pretty cool. I mean, it's really cramped, though. I was looking at videos of it, and I'm like, ooh. Michael W. says, lol, and then Michael W. says, you're hilarious, Shane. Fallen Rays is saying, new systems need to be implemented so that things like this won't happen again. I agree. Hopefully new systems get implemented, but at the same time, sometimes honestly, wasn't this the only submersible that really wasn't up to the quality or the safety measurements that were laid out in the law by whatever stretch? At least it's what I heard. Anyway. Pretty fascinating shit. Well, all I know is that if they are still alive, which is doubtful, I really do want to say rest in peace to the passengers and to the families, really. The families are probably never going to see this video. But, and even if they did see this video, nothing I say is going to help. Nothing I say. And, but I still want to say something anyway. I hope that they're able to cope with this however they need to cope. Seriously, cope with it however you need to cope. Losing someone you care about is tough. And we're now safely living on Mars with Elon. Oh my goodness. All right, well, Evan Bob SquarePants, I appreciate the humor. It's very... I think we all kind of need that at this point. Ashish is saying, hope they are safe. Evan Bob SquarePants is saying, I heard they got sucked into a wormhole and are now safely living on Mars with Elon Musk. That's, by the way, that's quoted by Evan. It's just a quote. No facts there. No facts. Or maybe C. Michael W. is talking about sea aliens getting them. Okay. But no, I really do hope. Ugh. And maybe I'm a little dramatic about this, I guess. I mean, I don't even know these people. I don't even know the people on board the ship. But it just seems like such a waste to not know. I really hope the mystery gets solved. I hope that even if it got crushed, even if it imploded, that they're able to take that submersible, bring it back up, and hopefully give them a proper burial. Evan Bob SquarePants said, not joking. And then Kamala said, another one bites the dust. And then said, conspiracy theorists are going crazy right now. Saw someone saying that that a megalodon shark swallowed them. Oh my God. Insane. Let's see what else we got. By the way, these are all quotes. Just if YouTube ever gets pissed off at me, these are all quotes from the live chat that I am quoting straight up. So, Evan Bob SquarePants says, is quoting, I'm quoting Evan Bob. I actually drive a semi using an airplane joystick, and it works well. Should have gotten me to pilot. Well, probably could have helped, Probably would have made some useful, it would have been useful, man. Barracuda says, imagine they find the submarine, and there is no one inside. That would be freaky as hell. Don't know how that would happen, though, because once you're bolted in, man. But that would be freaking weird. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that would be like... That would blow me away, man. But, let's see. Just checking a few things. Everybody, sorry about that. Just checking the old phono. Actually, I don't know why I'm checking the phone. Doubt anybody's wanting to text me at this time of night. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. All right. But yeah, I guess Twitter's an unreliable source. I guess I could check out, let's just check out Google News, I guess. Titanic, Submersible. Submersible. Let's look at the news. Well, they're saying this is the last one from the Independent. They're saying hours of oxygen left as search for Titanic sub reaches critical stage. That's from the Independent, and then the CNN is saying live updates. I seen Titanic sub search continues as oxygen runs out. Let me see what the live updates are looking like. I just and Evan Bob is saying that and I got the steering wheel on the washing machine. The faster I spin it, the faster the clothes dry. No, man. Then is saying second and third day without food are the toughest. Hope they don't turn into cannibalism. That's a tough one. Who do they even have? I don't think they have emergency supplies at all. This is so freaky, man. This is so freaking freaky, man. Who knows at this point? I think I might be the only person doing a live stream at the moment of this. I'm pretty sure there are people. Actually, it's funny because it's 5 a.m. on the East Coast in the United States. So it's pretty much morning time at this point, but. But I will say, though, just to everybody, I'm honored to be, I really am honored to be looking into this story with you guys. I know that the world has been looking into this story. And look, thoughts and prayers I don't know how far they go. You know, some people think that a thought and a prayer go nowhere. It's just a thought and a prayer. Some people think that thought has the ability to transmit and transmutate even, oddly enough. I don't know how far that goes, but some people even think that a prayer can be listened to by some sort of creator. I'm not qualified, nor do I think I'm capable of understanding the length of a thought and a prayer. But I will say, as cheesy as it sounds, that thoughts and prayers, let's give it a whirl. I'll try anything at this point. I really hope. And that's all we got is hope. And hope is cheap. Hope is cheap. It's not reliable either. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Anyway, so Michael W. is saying the crazies are starting to come out. Says Atlante is almost there. Last hope. Kamal is saying MTG told us the submersible has. Oh my! I'm not even going to say that because YouTube will ban me. And then Jeanette McCardle says, I looked around and you may be the only one live. I'm committed now, so I'm sticking it out. Yeah. Look, if their estimates are right, then by all estimates, then these people have Oh. Wait a minute. if it really is 7 p.m. Eastern time, then they only got 2 more hours left. There is a possibility, by the way, that I might fall asleep. I can actually. It's funny. I don't know if YouTube allows me to take videos of myself sleeping, but I'm willing to. I've slept in this chair, by the way. You guys want to see this real quick? So this chair, I've taken a nap in this chair, but could actually. Let's see what we could do here. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Okay. But yeah, actually, this is kind of I need to do... I really should do more shows where I'm actually just laying down like this and I just have the microphone in front of me. Probably the laziest freaking show in the world. Anyway, I'm going to read the more comments. But yeah, no, you can lay down straight up in this chair. Let me see here. Well, check this out. Just go like that. And it's kind of rock and roll, and then just then up a little bit, and then bam. All right. Hold on, that's a little too. I gotta go back a little bit. Back a little. There we go. That's good. It's getting it back to normal. That's the problem here. There we go. Okay, that feels right. Let's see. So Michael W says 1 hour 18 minutes. Barracuda says if the oxygen failed due to electrical failure, surely they already died many hours ago. That sucks. Ooh. Then Epic Curious is saying, there you go, lol. And then Michael W saying, ha ha ha. And then is saying, do they have phones? At least they can spend time playing some Candy Crush. Man. Possibly. Well, I'm contemplating calling it a night. At least for the live stream. Before I call it a night, I've been loving this interaction. It's nice. It's nice because I think it's better than reading these stories alone, reading these stories with other people. And well, we're not all in the same room, obviously, and I can't talk to you all directly. I just want to say thank you guys for even taking the time to watch this. I figured the news was covering it, but I wanted to cover it from a different angle, a different, how do you say it? A different perspective. Obviously, I'm not a journalist. I'm just a guy who loves, to understand things and understand why people do what they do. And, I don't know. It's just searching real quick here. Let's see. All right. But yeah, any final thoughts? Sorry, I was looking at something on the internet, just looking for whatever. Epic Curious is saying, I don't think there are many cell towers at 13,000 feet. Kamala says, update. Michael W is saying, good live. Kamala, are you saying that you have an update, or are you wondering if I have an update? Well, let's see. I might have to do like YouTube Shorts or something like that because I know at some point, Epic Curious, I will probably be able to do some kind of update tomorrow at some point because I do need to get some sleep, obviously, but I think the sad part is I know what the result's going to be for it with all this. And that's going to be the toughest part, is actually doing an update show on the fact that we have to admit that these people died the way they died. That sucks. But anyway, to all you have an incredible night. Do your best to I'm gonna sound like Jerry Springer a little on this, but treat each other well. Treat each other as well as you can. It's not obviously it's not easy to tolerate people 24/7, but even the people you care about. But just try to be as nice as you can. And if you slip up, it's not the end of the world. Just do your best to, fix any issues. Epic Curious is saying it would be nice. Felon Ray said peace. But Epic Curious is saying it would be nice to have a talk about it after it's all over. A little closure for all of us. I agree, Epic Curious. I agree. I think once I get up in the morning, probably end up taking a shower first. Maybe I'll do a quick live video. I'm not gonna make it a long one. Like, this one's a long one. This one went a little longer than I expected it to go, and but I will happily do like maybe a 20-minute live video tomorrow, about roughly. Let's see. And Michael W says, "You too, cheers." Thank you, Michael W. I appreciate it. And then Jeanette McCardle is saying, "You never know. Stranger things have happened." And then Epic Curious also says, "I needed to talk to somebody too. You did a good job. Thanks." Thank you. I appreciate that, Epic Curious. And if there's anything I can tell you, I think the best thing, and I'm not in your position. I don't know your life. I don't know your psyche. You don't know my psyche either. That's okay. But if there's one thing I can say that may help, is unfortunately terrible things happen every day. Things that are by design, things that just happen randomly. I'm sad for those families. Like, whenever I try not to watch the news too much, I really try. And by the way, AG is saying thanks for the coverage. Hopefully we get good news later today. But I just want to say real quick to all you guys and gals, any transgender people too, however you guys identify, whatever you guys believe. Man, if I were to give one parting piece of it, I'm not good at giving advice, to be honest. I'm not the best, but I do believe I've got some experience in dealing with hopelessness. Because exactly, Epic Curious is saying these slow motion tragedies are the hardest because you don't know. Usually with like, whether it's an airplane crash, whether it's a train derailment, whether it's something that happens, you usually know right then and there if people were okay, if people were not okay. In this instance, we don't know what their current state of mind is. We don't even know if they're alive. We just have zero clue. All we know is they're missing. And it would definitely help in some way to know what happened. And I think that's the most ultimate closure we can get, is knowing what is happening or what happened. You know, we don't know if they're still alive. We just don't know. And these slow motion tragedy, man, it's rough. And it's the worst kind. It's, you know, what do they say? What's better, a slow death or a fast death? Obviously, sometimes a fast death, if you know that death is coming, you just want it to get over with. And sometimes some people want to take that last breath. They want to keep breathing until there's no more breath to take. God. Before I go, one more thing. Let's do one more last silence. Just one moment of silence, real quick. Whoever's watching right now at this moment, just one more moment of silence. Let's, you know, we could either you could do whatever you want to do. You could pray. You could just give the best thoughts you can give. Hope that they're pray that something. I know that praying and thinking are not going to do anything, but hopefully, I'm hoping a positive thought or some positive prayer can do something. And like I said, not a religious guy at all. Yeah. But one quick moment of silence here real quick. Just one more moment. Let's do about 20 seconds. 10 seconds will do. Anyway, that was a little longer than I expected. I was really just, like I said, I don't know. I don't know if there's a God. I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I don't know what is out there or what is in here half the time. All I know is that I pray completely that their families are gonna somehow find comfort in this in some sort of, and you know, comfort's cheap. Comfort is a cheap drug. So I hope it sparks something positive, though. I really do. But anyway, Epic Curious says they'll find the remains of the sub eventually, although it could take quite a while, but at least we'll know that they're gone soon. And Jeanette McCardle says prayers for those that are out there right now doing everything they can and still feeling helpless. And Epic Curious says, may the cosmos welcome them home. We're all following close behind. I don't know about you, Epic Curious, but I intend to live forever. Just kidding, by the way. I know that eventually my time will come. And theirs came maybe a little sooner than they expected. But I'm just sad about the 19-year-old kid that didn't have the chance to grow up. I think that's probably the worst part about this. And yeah, I'm thinking about my little brother in a lot of this. you know, he just to let everybody know he's not on there, by the way. My little brother's not on there. My little brother, though, he, you know, like I said, he's so into the Titanic that if a ride like this was affordable for him, he probably would do it. And I'm actually happy it's cost $250,000 because he wouldn't be able to afford it, and he would never be in that sort of situation. Anyway, thank you all so much for your time. I will try my best to do some sort of live stream tomorrow, maybe a 15 or 20 minute one. Best thing I could recommend, obviously, don't rely on me. I'm not the most reliable person in the world, just saying. Try my best, but I'm just being honest with you. I will say that I can't offer really any true comfort to all you or even their families, obviously. But let's hope. Let's hope everybody's okay. Anyway, love you all. I want to thank you. And seriously, from wherever you guys are at, I want to just send you love. It's just incredible that we live in this kind of age that I could talk to people from all over the globe. That is crazy. That still blows my mind in a lot of ways. So thank you to everybody. There's so many people to thank for this to even be possible. But anyway, love you guys. Have fun. Hey, Jeanette, I appreciate you hanging out. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Please, always feel free to, anybody who's on here. I appreciate you all just chilling out with me and talking and letting me quote your guys's chats. I appreciate it. Anyway, I better stop procrastinating. I got to get to bed. All right. Have fun, you guys. We'll just have a good night at least. And wherever you're at, it's probably morning or something. But anyway. Later, everybody.